Well, hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Leslie Ann Forbes, and if you've tuned in, welcome to the Plain Talk No Manners podcast. I am elated this morning because I am with my friend for 30 years, my soul sister, my sister in everything, in God and life and everything, my bestie, Denise Murrell Cavalier Murrell. I'm sorry, I've inverted the names because she just recently got married to a wonderful, wonderful man, her king, Tony. Yes, I'm shouting you out, Tony. I don't care, even though you're not here. Why am I saying Tony? It's Troy. Where did Tony come? It's the menopause brain. Girl. My apologies. It was because I was talking to somebody with a Tony in their life. My apologies, Troy. Troy, forgive your sister. Yes, my apologies. I meant to say Troy. I don't know why I said Tony. My apologies. Anyways, I done apologizing. Is menopause brain and is my brain. Anyway, so Troy, her beautiful husband, Troy, who has now become my brother. You forgive man thing. Anyway, so my best friend, Denise Murrell Cavalier or Cavalier Murrell. I keep messing that up. My apologies.
Nope, that's
again.
Okay.
So my bestie, and I decided to bring Denise on to my podcast because she actually came to see me last weekend in Kitchener. We hadn't seen each other for a long, long time, and we needed to catch up. And that's the thing about our friendship. We've been friends for 30 years. We met in grade 10 band at Pearson. We're wearing our bangles. Bangles. Yes, our t-shirt. That's where we met in high school. And so being that we've been friends for 30 years, the thing about D&I is that we live our lives. We do us. We, focus on the things that happens in the chapters of our lives, but we always fall back into place. There's no jealousy. There's no drama. There's no, how come I haven't heard from you, girl? There's no guilt trips. There's none of that. We just fall back into place. We love each other. We respect each other. We celebrate each other. And that's exactly what happened in my living room last weekend in Kitchener. And I said to her, too bad I don't have my studio and my producer and all of my cameras here because I want to replicate this conversation this time because we talked about so many different things and chapter changes in our life. So I wanted to bring my Niecer on today. I call her Niecer. That's her nickname. She calls me Lily. And Troy is her husband. Sorry, Troy. I don't know where I got the Tony. But anyways, so yeah, I wanted to bring her on so we could just talk about that and share our stories and our milestones and our, challenges and struggles within our life, and also share about our friendship and some of the things that we've kind of gifted to each other through our friendship, because I think that that's so important as women, as friends, to share that type of energy with each other. And so please welcome my bestie, Denise Cavalier, Murrell Cavalier.
I
keep messing up.
Thank you, Lily, for inviting me here.
Absolutely.
This is wonderful. And you know what? It is organic. I mean, because we've just been friends, for so long. And we've been through
oh my goodness. The stories we could share
together. So it's just so easy to be able to be in your company, to share, to create that safe space, that sisterhood community.
Yes.
That's what we're about.
That's true. That's exactly what we're about. We can be so real with each other and safe with each other. So I'm so grateful. And I'm so grateful for us. I really am.
I am. I celebrate us.
Yeah,
I love us.
Me too. We just have our own vibe.
Can you just imagine if the world was like us?
Oh my gosh, Niecer, I don't know what would happen. I think it would be awesome though. There would be more real conversations. But so I did tell everybody that we met in grade 10 band.
Yes.
And one of the pivotal things and pivotal moments that Denise was in my life for was when I found out I was pregnant.
Oh,
Dee, tell that story, please. Please.
Well, yeah, we used to hang, after school because we had band practice.
Yes,
because you were the tuba girl, I was the trumpet girl.
Yes, I used to play the tuba.
Yes, and we've been through everything at the band.
Yeah.
But I saw something in you that you were changing. I was like, yes, girlfriend's got a booty. Like, where did you get that booty from? And I was looking at you sideways and I said, something's up with you.
Yes.
What was up with your body? It's changing. How come my boobs don't look like that? How come my booty doesn't look like that? And I don't know what it was, but we just ended up at Dr. Chayrick's office in Malvern Medical Center.
Yes.
And I was in the room with you when Dr. Chayrick said, "You're pregnant." And I was like, Like it was exciting. It was
It was
scary.
scary.
It was overwhelming. Like
Yeah.
that was just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you know what? We used to like look at people crazy when they were pregnant
Yes.
in high school.
In high school,
we're
yes.
like,
Yes. Because there were a
she's
few pregnant.
pregnant.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
here you were facing this. So it was a different energy. It was a different vibe. We received each other differently. But at the end of the day, I was like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Leslie Ann's gonna have a baby.
She cried before I cried. Oh my goodness,
did.
she was so scared because I had to go home and tell my dad. She's like,
And do you remember what happened when you went to tell your dad?
I
You remember we were talking on the phone.
Okay.
And my mom picked up the other line. Remember that? And she
yes,
heard and she
yes.
thought I was the one who was pregnant.
Pregnant.
She lost her mind.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And that same weekend, I think it was like a Wednesday, and that weekend you were going to Wonderland. And I was supposed to go to Wonderland with you and your
remember
brother and your sister.
Okay.
And I wasn't allowed to go to Wonderland because my
Okay.
mother thought I was pregnant.
Okay.
And your dad found out that my mom heard our conversation and
Yes.
he
Oh
was,
my gosh, the drama. I
oh,
remember. I
do you
remember.
remember?
I do remember. Now that you're saying it, she's bringing up things. That's the thing. These are. Do you remember that, Lily? And I'm like, I don't remember.
Yeah. That was a big shift
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
our relationship
True.
because your dad was, although he was surprised by, the change in your life,
Yeah.
he was also very protective
Yeah.
of his baby girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was like, there was no way I'm going to have anybody
Yes.
say
yes.
anything about
Yes.
my daughter.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes,
And that
yes.
was a shift in, because my family and your family, they knew each other.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But it was a shift.
Yes. Yes.
Right. That was when we had to grow up.
We
that
did.
was the beginning of when we actually really had to grow up
It's
and
true.
and learn respect for each
Mhm.
other's boundaries.
Yeah.
So it was a pivotal moment in our lives.
Moment. It was a pivotal. And funny enough, I went to Denise's engagement party, and the night of the engagement party, when I went and stayed with some friends in Ajax, and I had a very vivid dream of Denise and I being in Dr. Cherick's office and having the pregnancy. And I called her the next day. I said, Dee, I had a dream that I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was pregnant in the dream. And I felt scared in the dream because I knew what was coming was with the labor, because my labor was very difficult. My son put me through 30 hours of labor, even though 3 is a very spiritual number. So Caden is like that. He walks to the beat of his own drum even now, because it took time before he would come. And then I talked to him because the doctors were going to go in and do a cesarean. And I talked to him and then he came, right? Because he was very slowly dilating. But I had the exact same dream. And then fast forward about 3 months after that dream, some new positive things came into my life. So it was almost like it was, a metaphor or a foresight into something that was happening for me. So, but it was funny that it was the same dream that I had was on the day of your engagement party. So it was just serendipitous. Yeah. And Dee told me to journal the dream. She said, write it down, Les. And I thought, okay, I'll put it down, because it was a profound dream and I remembered my dream. Right. And then 3 months fast forward, when things had started to come into my life, I went back to my journal and I looked at those notes and I was like, wow, that was a precipice, I guess we'd say, or a foresight into something that was happening for me. Absolutely. And it came through you, so it was just, wow, so profound. That's how spirit works,
really is. And it's so funny that you talked about journaling.
Yes.
Because you actually got me into journaling. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even remember this, but go on.
You totally got me into journaling. Like, even just after high school, because of you, I was journaling. And I would go through all of the birthday cards that you would send to me. Every single birthday card was not just happy birthday, Denise. It was, girl, I love you, and Jesus told you this, and she'd throw in a scripture in there, and it would be literally a paragraph. And I was like, this girl's gonna be a writer. She's gonna be a writer. Yeah. Because every card I had literally a paragraph or two in my cards. And I said that all to say, journaling was a really important factor in our lives. You writing, you got me into writing. All of my life experiences come from my infamous journal, and it's all because of you.
See, I didn't even realize I had that impact on you.
Girl, you have no idea.
And I'm a big believer in journaling because it is your safe space
Yeah.
and it gets you off of the phone.
Totally.
And you're writing from your spirit.
Yeah.
From what's inside of you, what
Yeah.
you're experiencing, your emotions, your feelings,
Mhm.
and you can go back and reflect on it
That's what I
and see
mean.
how you've grown or what you were feeling at that time in your
Mhm.
life and why
Mhm.
that kind of went down. And then you go, oh my goodness, that's why I kind of went through that. There was a lesson there. There was something that I learned from that experience, you know? So I'm very big on journaling. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful habit for people to have.
Absolutely.
It's so good. It is your safe space. And, you know,
totally
it's a
is.
place for you to just be real with yourself.
Yeah.
Even if you're in that, you know, negative, you know, downfall, because life is ebbs and flows. You're going to go through it.
Is.
Right?
It totally is. And honestly, like, I didn't know who to talk to.
Yeah.
Right. When things were going on, like when shit was hitting the fan, I didn't know who to talk to.
Yeah.
But I went to my journal.
Yeah.
Right. And I had it by my bedside and I would just download. Right.
Yes,
and I found that it was very therapeutic for me.
It is.
And it was my therapy growing up. It was my therapy through college.
Yeah.
Right. You were doing your own thing, blazing your own trail. I was
Yes.
doing my own thing, blazing my own trail. And there were times where I just couldn't reach you.
Yeah.
Right. I would just hit the journal.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
I would hit the journal. And it was fantastic. And it helped me.
It's so true.
Yeah, girl.
It's so true. That's amazing. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. That's awesome. And I'm glad that you mentioned that about us blazing our own trails because we haven't always been connected in terms of timing.
Right.
Because there have been times where it's been a year that has gone by or 2 years and then I'll get a message from you or you'll get a message from me and I dreamt you last night. I miss you, Lee. And like I said, we just fall back into place.
Totally.
We say, okay, where are you at? Where am I at?
Totally.
Let's talk. Let's see what's going on. Let's celebrate each other and what have you. Even when you met Troy and you told me that this new man came into your life and all that, I was like, wow, Lee, like this. I mean, Nisa, that's quick, you know, because you so many things happen so quickly, but I completely relate and understand now, which you understand. But yeah, I just think it's so amazing and awesome. And Troy is like, oh my goodness, I haven't spent too much time with him, but from what I gather in terms of his energy and a little bit of, he's so your person. Like he's so your soulmate.
Fantastic.
He's got such great energy and my energy attracts to him. So that tells me that's an extension of you and I.
Yes.
And unfortunately I wasn't able to be at the wedding, but I sent a beautiful speech.
Oh, it was a beautiful tribute. It was very touching. It was loving and it was delivered brilliantly, as if you were actually there.
That's
and
what
you know,
I wanted.
and it's so interesting because again, you know, our dating lives, the you know, back in high school, the guys that we used to date, girl,
them brothers can't step to me now, and don't even try. Anyways,
girl, let me tell you something.
And I don't mean to be arrogant when I say that. I mean the amount of growth that we've, you know, and healing that we've done. We're in a different headspace, right?
We're totally in a different headspace. The guys who we thought were hot and attractive, and
trust me, Nisa.
those dripping Jerry curls were so hot.
I
just love that. I had a Jerry curl.
You had? Did I have a Jerry curl?
I
think we did.
You didn't have a Jerry curl. You never had a
Jerry curl.
No, you had the permed bob.
Yeah, I did
with
do
the
the bob.
Perfect wisp bangs.
Yes, I would do my bangs.
You had. That's what you had. I rocked the Jerry curl.
Did you rock the Jerry? I don't remember
I had a
Nisa.
Jerry
I remember you had the short Tony Braxton.
Before that though, I had the Jerry curl.
Okay.
And then I converted. I moved over to the perm. So I did the perm because now I had length. So the Jerry curl gave me length.
Yes.
And so I decided that I wanted to perm it now. And so what I was feathering.
Okay.
Feathering. Right? And then I would tease it with final net. You remember final net?
Yeah.
So I would tease that. Okay. And so I had the big hair, don't care. And that's what I rocked throughout high school until the ass dropped out.
Oh.
Because there was too much final net. And when you have too much final net, you're not turned to stone. Girl, you couldn't comb through that.
I remember.
And then
you know what I remember too? Sunning. Remember we used to do the sunning, Nisa?
That's why I had a comb over. I learned about comb overs because of sunning. That bleached my hair.
Bleached us out. Oh my gosh.
You couldn't get that wet. That's why I failed. That is why I failed gym class, because I refused to put my hair underwater. That chlorine and final net. Your hair was green.
The things we used to do. I remember the sun in. I think I tried the sun in too. Yeah. Because
I
we were
did
trying
it.
to do
I did the
yeah.
maximum sun in because I needed to have blonde hair. And it's funny we could laugh about it now,
Yeah.
but back in the day in high school, if you remember, it was the light-skinned sisters. It was
Yes.
the light
Yes.
blue-eyed sisters
Yes.
and
Yes.
the soft wavy
Baby
blondie
hair.
hair. They were
Yeah.
the ones that were getting the play.
That's
I
true.
was getting the gold tooth kind of brothers. The ones that were in shop class. The ones that
Let's not call names, Easter, because people can watch this. But I remember
but
that.
back in the day, it was champagne on ice,
Yeah.
not shop class. So
I love this girl. I love her so much. Like every time we're together, she just fills my spirit because it's so organic and it's so true. She brings back memories from back in the day. Remember in the Cap when we played dominoes for our lunch money? I used
to skip class. I used to skip.
We used to skip all the time.
Fifth period to go play dominoes, and I didn't know how to play.
But
I just wanted to hang out with the cool kids.
Yeah.
Right? And my hair was growing back. And the final net was growing out, and I no longer had to like do a comb over.
No comb over.
So I was starting to really fit in with the cool kids.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So yeah, I remember that. Skipping
my
fifth period for that.
Well, I tell you, man, cherish those friendships, cherish the women friendships that you have in your life, because I'm telling you, it's so important. Because like I said, even this morning I called Denise, I was a little bit of tears because I'm going through some stuff with my family, and Dee was just, I said to her, you know, I was contemplating back and forth whether or not I wanted us to record today because of what I'm going through with my family. But I knew with you, I would be completely comfortable in my own sin, in a safe space that I could just be myself. And I'm so glad that we're here and that our friendship has lasted 30 years.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for you. She is the godmother to my son.
Yes.
So yes, I decided once I had Caden, I said, absolutely, Dee's the godmother. And you know, she absolutely loves her godson. She's just asking about him. Yes, yes. And he loves his Auntie Dee so much. So I'm just so incredibly grateful, Neeser.
Yeah.
So Neeser, tell us a little bit more about some of the changes in your life outside of marrying your wonderful husband.
Well,
just recently being a newlywed.
You know, it's so interesting you said that, because lately the talk is about menopause.
Oh yes, menopause. The meno, yes.
So this is a new thing for me that I am trying to ride through. Yeah. So Pazzi and I.
So she calls her menopause Pazzi. She's told me that we need to embrace our menopause.
We do.
And make it our friends.
We do.
Please elaborate a little bit more on that.
Listen, we embraced our menstrual cycles.
We did. When we embraced bras.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I got bra, I was like,
you know, like,
it was,
and we had nicknames for our menstrual cycles, riding the cotton pony and all that stuff, right? So now we're at a stage now where we can actually embrace our 50s. And I'm not afraid to say that I'm in my 50s.
Yes.
So it's a new body. So it's a new mindset. It's a new lifestyle. It's a new thing for me.
Yes.
So, but I'm embracing it. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun with it, you know, and if I didn't go through all of those stages in high school, I wouldn't be the person that I am today.
Yeah.
Which is why we embrace what we go through in life today.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So Pazzi and I are one.
You and Pazzi are good.
We're one.
I don't know that I'm friends with mine yet. I'm trying to, you know, I put out a nice carpet for her. Welcome.
Love her.
But you know what? You're right. We have to embrace it, because you know what? We are blessed and we are privileged to be at the age that we're at and to be a woman, because every human being on this earth came through a woman. I want to say that. I believe that we are the superior sex in a lot of reasons and ways.
Yeah.
But, and this is what our body naturally has to go through. Our ovaries shut down.
Totally.
And they say, okay, you're no longer in, you know, childbearing years. And that changes, makes a big change in our hormones and our cells and our brain, everything. So it's, I remember one time I was actually going into meditation, and I was asking God to help me through, you know, the menopause and helping me to balance my hormones holistically, because I do not believe in big pharma. I will not do hormone replacement. I'm not a fan of that. Me personally, for my journey. And I remember during my meditation, I started crying. And I think I cried because it was a place for me to kind of mourn.
Yep.
You know, I'm
Yep.
no longer able to bring a child into the world because that
Yep.
was something I always wanted for my son, to give him a sibling.
Yep.
It didn't work out in terms of, you know, the right man, the right
Yeah.
situation, what have you. So at the end of the day, I'm waiting for grandchildren. Hopefully that happens. Fingers crossed.
Oh.
But outside of that,
Yep.
I cried. And I think that was my body's way of saying, you know what, release and let go. This is a new chapter.
That's right.
And be grateful. You know, it was
Absolutely.
mourning the fact that, you know, my body's changing from one place into another place. And I think that that's okay. We have to sit in our emotions and our feelings. And I did that. And it was actually a good release.
Yes.
You know, for me.
Totally. You
Exactly.
need that release.
Yeah, yeah.
Because again, and it's acceptance too.
Exactly. It's
right?
acceptance. Yes.
It's loving yourself. It's your inner beauty that's coming out.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Being an auntie. And you know, when people call you not literal auntie, but auntie.
Yes.
Hot
Auntie. That's right.
Silver fox.
That's right. That's right.
That's a
wisdom.
thing.
Yes.
Wisdom.
Yes.
That is a thing.
Yes.
Speaking of silver,
Break
I
it
don't
down.
have any silver on the top of my head. I don't have no gray.
I only have a few little little ting-tings.
I have none.
You have none?
None.
That's
you know where
amazing.
they are?
Where? Let's not.
Downtown.
I know. I had that revelation
Holy
once
cow.
too, and I cried too. I was like, "Is that me?"
I'm like a bunny tail.
I.
It's insane what is happening. This is what I'm talking about.
I
Embracing. This is what I'm talking about.
No,
Embracing
it's
your new
true. It's
self.
true.
It's these
It's
changes
so
that I've
true.
never known was
Yes.
possible.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
I gotta rip that shit off.
Oh no, no! You're supposed to leave it there, ting and ting.
I don't want to have a
But
gray
that is
strip.
not.
That ain't sexy.
I know
What
it's-
the hell?
Well, I mean, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, but the eye looking at it ain't cute. I gotta rip
I
that
know,
out.
I know, Nisa. I know.
It looks just not right.
Wow, eh? You see how it does
That's
come?
a thing.
It
They didn't
is.
tell you that, well, if you don't have gray hair up there, it's going to
Gonna
come somewhere.
It is. It is, because your body is. And you know what I love about this stage of life too, or at
Yeah.
least this conversation,
Yeah.
is about sharing our experience and
Totally.
sharing what works for us. Because what did I share with you last weekend when we were talking about one of the things, the wild yam
wild
cream?
yams.
Did you get any?
Not yet.
Okay, I have some for you.
It's sitting in my inbox at
okay,
Amazon.
okay. Yes, you
I'm
need
just
to
not
get,
ready to pull the trigger yet. I
you
don't
need
know
to
why.
get you need to do it.
Because it's like with Amazon. Remember consumers distributing back in the day?
I remember.
And Byway?
And Byway.
And now we have Amazon.
Amazon.
What is happening? What is happening?
I know.
So it's now sitting in my inbox because I'm not sure where it's coming from.
No, I want you to wait. There's a reason, because
Okay.
I'm going to get you the more authentic one.
Okay.
That's already been an
Oh,
order
okay,
for
okay.
you.
Got
Winky,
it.
wink, wink.
Cool.
But yeah.
Wild yams is a thing.
Because I haven't given you your wedding gift yet, Nisa. Because
Well,
I'm
I'll take
giving
the wild
individual gifts for you and for Troy. So, and they're on the way. That's
wild
all
yams
I want to say.
it would be. It's
But
a
the wild
perfect
yam
gift.
is part of your wedding gift.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, that
the
stuff,
world
I'm
is
telling
your
you.
oyster, right?
Yeah, and there was something that you had told me about that you were using that helped me.
Well, I
Or that you were
use
talking about.
ashwagandha,
The ashwagandha, and there was
right?
something
And
else.
shilajit is what I also
Oh, the
use.
shilajit. Okay.
That is your friend.
And then the moringa tea. I told you
Moringa
moringa.
and maca root.
Maca root. I don't know about maca root.
Well, you can get it in powder form.
It's a tea?
It's a powder.
Oh,
and you
okay.
can add it to your smoothies.
Okay.
You can,
Okay.
or you can add it to your meal if you want to cook with it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm telling you, that is another thing. That is the world is your oyster.
Yes. And the other one too. What's the one that comes from the sea? Sea moss.
Sea moss.
That's something that I'm hearing also helps with
Sea
balancing
moss is
hormones.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
If
And
I could,
overall,
if
good
I
for your
could
health.
roll it up and
Yeah.
smoke it,
You
I
would
would
do that, eh?
Honestly,
I don't blame you,
I
girl.
would wear it around my neck like a
Oh my
necklace.
gosh, I
That
would-
thing
I-
is the bomb.
I'm learning more about sea moss.
Yeah.
But, the point, I say all of that to say,
Yep.
and even in this conversation,
Yep.
that there are holistic and herbal and natural ways to
Totally.
manage the menopause. You
Totally.
don't have to just jump into the, instant gratification of getting the hormone replacement pill.
Mhm.
With these ways, it might take a little bit longer to see the actual results,
Yep.
but even still with the holistic ways, it's balancing your hormones, because
Totally.
again, when your ovaries shut down, you're not making progesterone.
That's right.
Is the hormone.
Yep.
So the wild yam cream, what it does is it monitors that, and it
Right.
tells you, okay, you're not making enough progesterone. I'm going to
Right.
make more estrogen.
Right.
It knows it works with your body's balance.
Yes,
You
right.
know what I mean? So it's not just creating the hormone because you need this hormone based
No.
on your blood cells. Okay,
No.
let me see exactly what you need. Let me put that in you
Yeah.
through a form, because you're
Yeah.
changing the alignment of your body.
1000%.
And that's something that I didn't want to do. I wanted to just realign things, because again, when you run on birth control and so on and so forth, those things, manipulate how your hormone balance can be.
It
So there's
absolutely
a
could.
plethora of herbal, natural ways that you can find out information about
Right.
how you can manage your menopause.
Absolutely.
And one of the ladies that I put Denise onto on TikTok that I absolutely adore is Barbara O'Neill. I'm going to shout her out because she is a herbalist doctor. She is wonderful.
She's a she god.
She is a she god.
She's a she god.
She totally is. And she's 93 years old. You look at this woman, she looks like she's in her 70s, 60s.
Yeah.
Beautiful long hair, just wonderful.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and she has a herbal remedy for anything, everything.
Yeah.
So if anybody's on TikTok, check out Barbara O'Neill. I'm going to tag her in this
fantastic.
Amazing.
Yep.
And I'm sure there's other ones out there, but look at different alternatives. I brought my How to Menopause book.
Oh.
I found this through Halle Berry on Facebook.
Yep.
This is one of the books, because she's an advocate for, awareness of the menopause journey. And I was saying to Dee, this was probably some of the symptoms that my mother was suffering with back in the day, because to me, menopause was just your period stops.
Totally.
Like, I just thought, okay, one day my period's going to stop.
Yay.
It's so much greater than that,
No.
and every woman is different. It's like listening to a labor story from one woman. My labor was 30 hours. My niece had my nephews. She was in and out in like 6 hours. The babies were born.
Yeah.
It's all different. It's based on how your body works.
1000%.
So this book, How to Menopause, I just started reading it. This lady is also on Instagram. And it's a really good read so far. I haven't gotten too far into it, but I believe it's on Audible as well.
Okay.
So there's a plethora of resources, and really just talking to your girlfriends.
It's
Find
fantastic.
out how they're going through things, how they're feeling about things. I think that's something that we need to advocate more for. Don't just jump to the doctor and just give me some pills,
I
Let
wish
me find
they
out.
taught that in Pearson. You
I
remember when we had like sex ed class?
I know.
And they talked about shutting the lining of the uterus.
Shutting the lining.
You remember
of the
all that?
uterus. Oh,
Right?
I
And you had the
remember.
diagram and
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
So they missed out on that.
They should have.
Menopause 101. They should have added that to the curriculum.
Exactly. And some emotional intelligence to the curriculum.
Totally.
A little bit about self-love. Maybe
Yeah.
something about meditation.
Yeah.
Since they've taken out the Father's Prayer, the Our Father Prayer, and the
Lord's Prayer and all
schools and
that
all that
stuff.
stuff, and
Yep.
religion. And I understand everybody has their own conduit to God. But I think God lives inside of us.
Absolutely.
And we are spirits here having a human experience.
Yep.
So I think the schools would benefit from that.
I
Our
think
youth would
so.
totally benefit from
well,
that.
it's just preparation for life, right? 'Cause
Exactly.
I don't know. All of a sudden, I'm feeling like everybody's discovering menopause for the first time when
Yes.
menopause has been around for like since
Exactly.
Jesus and Mary.
Exactly.
So I
exactly.
it just seems like this is a trend, and I'm hoping it's not a trend.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they will actually add that to school curriculum so that our young little bucks that
girls
are
will
growing up, they'll understand.
Yes, exactly. So they don't
Jeez.
think. And I realize now that there's such a high percentage of women that go into menopause
Yeah.
that don't have that resource or
No.
that plethora of understanding, and they think something's wrong with them. That's why women go into depression. That's why there's a higher rate of suicide.
Yep.
Because women, I just want to jump off this earth and I done.
Yeah.
And I've had mornings like that too. I've just felt so low and depressed, or
Yeah.
I'm not enough,
Yeah.
or I'm not giving myself enough grace.
That's right.
And understanding this is something that my body's going through, that I'm not going crazy.
Yep.
So I think that awareness is important, and reach out to your girlfriends, ladies. Talk to
Totally.
your friends that are in the same age group of you.
Yeah.
Find out how they're feeling. What are their symptoms? What are they
Totally.
doing to help themselves? Because sharing that information is power. It's knowledge, and it will help our community that is going through this change,
Absolutely.
because it's real. And I'm also going to say
Mhm.
for our partners.
Yes.
Does Troy understand
Yes, he
I want
does.
to talk about that.
And men have andropause. Have you heard of that?
I've never heard of andropause.
Okay, so he goes through bouts of anxiety,
Okay.
body changing.
Okay.
It's very similar to what we go through.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they handle it quite differently.
Mhm,
But if
mhm.
you look it up, andropause is a thing. And I believe that the community should talk about that as well.
Yeah.
Because men need assistance too.
Yeah.
Right? They
yeah,
need
they do.
they
They
need
do.
they need a place where they can go to and talk about, hey, you know what? I noticed that I am sweating where I shouldn't be sweating. Are you feeling the same way? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No,
guys,
it's true.
right?
It's true.
Or my pecs, my left pec is smaller than my
A
right
right
pec. Like, like, I don't know. Like, do they go through that?
I
don't
know.
if they
I
have
know.
but I know that they go through
Hopefully
physically
not.
changes in their body as
Yes,
well.
yes, they do.
Right?
They do. I know.
So I don't believe it should isolate to women only.
Yes,
I
I
believe that
agree.
it should be for everyone.
Yes, because
because
men have hormones too.
absolutely.
Absolutely. And it changes for them too. And I was wanting to say is that awareness for men and for
Yes.
men that are in a relationship with a woman that is going through that.
Mhm.
It's huge for them to understand, to support, to be compassionate and empathetic to when your wife is going through mood swings or your
Yeah.
partner, or hot flashes or,
Yes.
feeling
Or when
anxiety.
or when things get
Oh yeah, the intimacy.
like
That's a real thing. Yes. I love it. I love it.
You could
It's
light
true.
a match.
You could trust me. Flex.
Mr.
When you
Boom,
never had none of that
girl.
before and you was running like Niagara Falls before. You just
Yeah, it was Niagara Falls before
Niagara-
with
that-
Auntie Flo and Uncle Maxie, and now
Yeah.
it's like
The
sandpaper,
Sahara
girl, the
Desert.
Sahara Desert. You can light a match.
Big time. I know.
Girl.
Trust. I think these things is anyways. We ain't going to. But
Jesus.
yeah, that can affect your relationship.
It can.
Big time.
Yeah.
And you have to talk. Plain talk no matter. Tell it real.
Yeah, you have
to be real.
You really have to be
You do.
real. You really just it's okay.
It's okay. Yes.
No judgment.
Yes. No judgment. And I still love you and you're still beautiful and you're still enough.
Yeah.
And let's work through this together. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And let's figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you need
agree.
that.
100%.
You really need that.
No, it's so
but
true.
is there a diagram for menopause?
There's no what kind of diagram you
I
want?
don't know. What
I
would
know
that
this
look
is
like?
all words and thing. I don't see no pictures in here.
They don't have pictures,
and
do they?
help is on the way. Okay, well, this is what's on the way for help and everything else we talked about. We will get through. We will get through.
We'll get through it.
Yeah, we will. We will. And we'll be in the next chapter of our lives. And you will be right beside me.
Can you imagine us sitting here let's imagine us sitting here 20 years later. Right? Like
20?
Can you
Okay.
imagine? It's like we're in our 70s. So we're like,
wow.
gosh, my teeth. Can you imagine?
See, if you bring a depends, you have a depends.
My depends. I sit down. The producer says, "What's that crunching sound?" Oh, that's my depends.
That's my depends.
It's crunching.
It's a little crunchy in there.
Crunching. Wait, hold on. Let me shift my boob.
I know.
Or what's that chef's name? Chef Babette.
Chef Babette.
Have you ever heard of Chef Babette?
No.
She is in her 70s and she looks like she's in her 20s. This woman
Is she a black woman?
Yes.
Okay.
Flawless skin. She works out. She bench presses.
I think I saw her.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to be like her.
Oh, yeah.
I want to look like her in my 70s.
Wow. Well, you're looking great in your 50s, so you don't have to worry. You're
Well,
stunning.
thank
oh, my
you.
Goodness.
You're so sweet. Well, we're beautiful black women.
We are.
It has everything to do with how you live.
It is. It is.
Right?
It is.
How you live, how you look at life, how you perceive life.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a mindset. Age is
It's just a number.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Going down ain't nothing but a thing.
I'm telling you, Aaliyah was onto something when she wrote that song.
No, it's true. Well,
right?
Well,
did she write that song?
Maybe she wrote that about R.
She
Kelly
probably
guy.
did.
Yeah. But it's true.
Yeah.
It's very
it
true.
Has everything to do with mindset.
And I am a full believer, and I will continue to say, having
Yeah.
a spiritual fortitude in your
Yes.
life is very important as well.
1000%.
It helps you with the ebbs and flows. It really does.
Absolutely.
And also your inner peace, your inner calm, your inner
Yes.
knowing,
Yes.
trusting yourself. I
Yeah.
find that that's the biggest thing for me as I've come into my 50s. I trust my spirit more.
Okay.
I speak my truth more.
Okay.
I put up boundaries more. I always go back to, does this serve me? Because you can't control everybody else. You can't control the world. You can't control how that person is going to react,
Mhm.
what they're going to do. All you can control is you. And that was a big lesson that I learned for myself in my
Absolutely.
50s is about that. And that's why I can go to bed every night with peace in my heart.
You have to.
And having that spiritual fortitude, however you do it, if it's through meditation, if it's through religion, if it's through, reading, whatever it is, it's so important.
Interesting you say that, because when you talk about religion, because you can have a spiritual life
Mm-hmm.
and you can also be religious too.
Yes.
Right? So it's a matter of what works for you.
Yeah.
I'm not judging anybody who's religious.
No.
I am not religious.
Yeah.
But I believe I'm spiritual.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes. As am I.
Praying
Mm-hmm.
doesn't necessarily have to equate to religion.
No.
Right? Just having gratitude.
Exactly.
The fact that you can wake up. The fact that you can see, hear, smell, touch.
Exactly.
Right, is all you need.
It's so true.
Right? To set your tone, to set your day.
That's
You
right.
don't have to be in the lotus position going,
No,
la 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 la,
no,
la la.
no.
You don't have to do all that.
No, you don't. You don't.
You can wake up and just say thank God, and then
Yes.
start your day.
Exactly. Exactly. Even if you're, there's mornings that I don't have time to meditate when I'm going to take my morning bathroom moment and I'm sitting on my throne.
Yeah.
I just sit still with God.
Totally.
And I give thanks and praise for my breath, for my, my consciousness, for my family, for all of the blessings, my home, what have you. We take so many things for granted as humans.
We do.
And all you have to do is just sit within yourself, in your spirit. Like I said, God lives inside of you.
Yep.
As long as you're aligned with that. Everything, what is within, will be without.
I wish I'd learned that.
You and me both.
Remember when we went through a whole church phase when we were going to church hardcore?
Yes, we've been through that too.
We went through baptism together
we were
too.
baptism.
Remember that?
We were baptized in the Scarborough Bluffs water.
Missy water. My eye popped out of my socket when I stepped into that water. Missy the water, cool.
And they don't dunk you once.
Nope.
How many times did they dunk you? 3. In the name of the Father, dunk. Son, dunk. Holy Spirit, dunk.
Yeah.
Big
that?
time. Remember? Oh,
and then we tarried all night. We prayed
all
night long. We did not sleep at all until about 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
What were we doing? We were at church at like 10?
Yeah.
10 p.m.
Yeah.
And we prayed and chanted all night. Remember
all
that?
Night. Yes, I do.
What were we thinking?
That was
you know what was on my mind? You know what I was thinking about?
What were you thinking about?
A Big Mac.
Were you?
I
had pizza when I got home too. Yeah.
I went to McDonald's drive-thru after I was like all prayed up, oiled up, them high me up, oil up and everything and everything. I went straight to McDonald's drive-thru and had a Big Mac.
Oh, Neeser. That probably wasn't the most spiritual food to feed your body after your baptism.
I prayed over it. I prayed over that burger.
Well, then you're good.
Right? I prayed over that burger, so it was blessed. But remember, isn't that nuts? We didn't have to do all of that.
No. And that's what you think. Everybody thinks that, to connect with God, it's all of these things, or that God is looking at how spiritual you are, how you jump up or you feel the spirit. It's none of that.
No.
It's none of that. God doesn't care about any of that.
No.
It's just being serene and real with him and being your authentic self.
Yes.
You see how we're being right now? That is our superpower.
Do you think we were authentic when we were going through all
we
that?
We were ourselves, but I know I wasn't fully authentic.
I
was a people pleaser.
That's so interesting you said that. You were, eh?
Yeah, I think I was in a lot of ways. Yeah, I think I curbed a lot of things to please others because I felt that I needed to receive that validation to know that I was enough. But
there's a thing to be said for acceptance.
Yes, exactly. And it was the self-acceptance I've come to now. It's so different. So different.
It's so interesting. I wanted to be accepted in the church.
Yeah.
Right?
I hear you on that.
You wanted people to see that you were spiritual.
Yes.
So, you do the things that you do.
Yes.
And you whatever the mothers would tell you, you did it because you wanted acceptance.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I wanted them to say, she's holy.
Yes.
I wanted that.
It's true.
She's highly spiritual.
And I would never say, but it's true.
I wanted that.
Yeah.
I wanted that. So I prayed. I tried to memorize the Bible.
Yes.
I tried to learn how to pray and scriptures and learn. Remember when we were all up at the center pole and everything?
Oh my gosh. And you're just trying to feel the spirit. Spirit, come inside of me so I can look spiritual too.
Spirit. Okay, yes, I'm going to go to McDonald's drive-thru, but let me just pray first. Let me just go through this first, and then I could go to McDonald's drive-thru. Like that was all that was on my mind.
Yes. Because you feel like it had to be validated. That you were enough to do it. Yeah. No, I know.
Isn't
I get
something?
it. It's so
That's
something.
Nuts. that we
it's
put
so
ourselves through so much stress.
so much, and feeling like we have to do this and be that in order to be loved or to be blessed or to be
That's
abundant or
nuts.
to get.
Yes.
You are worthy. If you are on this earth, you are
You are
worthy.
enough.
You are enough.
And it sounds so simple to say that,
Yeah.
but you really
You
are.
are enough. Yeah. And you're really equipped with everything inside of you to
Totally.
create the life that you want. You
Yeah.
can manifest whatever you want.
Yeah.
I have 2 vision boards in my office, and I was advocating to a friend of mine the other day about getting a vision board because I want to create one for my travel, because I
Nice.
want to go to Bali, I want to go to Spain, I want to
Wow.
go to Italy. I have all of these plans. And I looked at my vision boards the other day, and everything that I put up, I pretty much manifested.
That's
You know,
wonderful.
so I'm a big believer in
Yeah.
vision boards.
I
Put it out
love
there
that. You
and
have
don't
to.
limit yourself. You know,
No.
we are infinite. We can create whatever we want. You know, there's some of the people that have come to the most detrimental, dire situations are now the most abundant
Yes.
people in this world.
Yes.
You know,
And you know how you do that?
Mm.
It's that small talk.
Yeah.
So there is that little, I call it that monkey mind.
Yeah.
Right? Where
yeah.
it's going to tell you, are you crazy for
Yes.
doing that?
Yes.
Why
I'm
would
glad
you
you
why would
mentioned
you
that.
do that?
Yeah.
Or like, what are people going to think?
Think.
What are people going to
Yes.
say?
Yes. Yes.
Right? And all it takes is that little window of doubt,
Mhm.
and that jacks you up.
It does. It can hold you back. It can
Holy
block your
moly.
blessings.
It
Yep.
can.
It's so true.
It can.
Our
And
minds are so powerful, but they're so debilitating too at the same time.
I'm
That's why
working
it's
on
very
it.
important to
Yeah.
train your mind, to train your thoughts, to embrace the things that serve your thoughts.
Yep.
You know, I'm a big affirmation person.
Yes.
I am powerful. I am enough. I am worthy. I am a child of God. You know, we put all these labels on ourselves and we embrace them, and that's what, you know, messes up your whole thinking and your
Mhm.
whole path forward and what have you. So I'm very, very mindful about what I say, because there's so many different, you know, we say now, and again, no offense to anybody, you know, I'm a she, her, I am a he, him, I am transgender,
Sure.
I am gay, I am heterosexual, I am whatever. I say to everybody, I am a child of God. End of story, period, dot, done.
It should really just be that.
Yes.
Because can you imagine having all of those labels on a Post-it note? You'd be covered in Post-it notes.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So I would rather just be it, as opposed to
exactly
having that label.
that label,
Right?
and having to work through
It's less
that and being, you
stress.
know, all of that sort of thing. It just doesn't, again, it doesn't
Yeah.
serve to me. So I just
No.
say I am a child of God, and
Yeah.
who you are, I accept, I respect. If that's what you would like me to call you, I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I am a child of God.
I want to be called hot.
You are hot.
That's
Fabulous
the
in
label
your
I want.
50s.
I want that label.
I am hot.
I'm hot.
I am a diva. I am a warrior.
I want that label.
You want that label?
I want that label.
I'm going to
I
get you a
am
t-shirt
hot.
that says I am
Right,
hot.
because we're already spirit beings.
Yes.
So we don't need to label ourselves
That's
as spirit beings. We
It's so
already
true.
are.
It's so
So why not just
true.
say, I am, I just went into a deep dub poetry moment. I'm hot. I'm beautiful.
You are.
I was kind of running away from self-affirmations because I felt like by putting that label on you or calling that label to you, it's almost like you're trying to convince yourself that you are.
Okay.
So that I tend to run away from affirmations, and I'd rather just be it.
Yeah,
If I'm happy,
yeah,
I want to be it.
yes,
Right?
That's
If I am
so
love,
true.
I want to be it. If
Yes.
I'm beautiful, I want to be it. I don't want to call myself to that or say that I am.
Yeah.
Because innately, I am.
yes,
Right?
yes.
So, and I am equals God.
Correct.
Right?
That's
so
why I
not
say it.
just
Be
be
it.
it as opposed to
I
saying
agree.
you are. That's how I don't know. That's
No,
how I
agree.
look at it.
I agree. And I think for me with the I am and using those affirmations, that's how I be it.
Right.
So if I'm going into, say, for example, a meeting with a salesperson or a potential client,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm getting a little bit of that imposter syndrome because, you know, I'm not an imposter. I am who I am.
Mm-hmm.
But if I say that affirmation before I go into the meeting,
Yes.
somehow my spirit just aligns with that, you
Okay.
know, confidence.
That works.
And then, so that's how it works for me.
That works.
Yeah, and helps me, especially when I'm going through it in my head because I am a bit
Yes.
of an overthinker.
Oh, I am the queen of overthinking.
Yeah, I overthink overthink a lot
wear
too.
that necklace around my neck. That I have the pendant that says overthinker.
Yeah.
So I want to break that.
Yeah.
And I want to get that monkey mind.
Exactly.
And so I would rather channel that energy
Yes.
and just have a prayer.
Yes.
Right? I have a meeting on Monday with the boss.
Okay.
So, and usually when I have those kinds of stressful meetings, I'm an overthinker.
Yeah.
What I do is in my mind, I am creating all of these scenarios in my mind of what could potentially go wrong.
Yeah.
As opposed to what could possibly go right.
Yes.
And then it sends me down a quick rabbit hole. So instead of getting out of that monkey mind thinking, I think I'm going to just have a prayer. I'm just going to say, God, just lead me through this.
Yes, that's perfect.
Help me through this.
Yeah.
And I think if I just say that, because there's no space in my office to have an altar and open up Psalms 91 and all that. I ain't got no room for that. So I think now that I'm talking with you and working it through, I think I'm just going to say a little prayer.
Yes.
And then go in and deal with this meeting.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's what I'm going to do. I wish I had done that back in high school. Like I wish we knew all of that. There's so many things
that we could have done. Yeah. I tell you, totally different people. And you know what I do, Nisa? I always ask, and it's a prayer that my mother taught me.
Yeah.
I ask God to empty me of me and fill me with the Holy Spirit. So when I'm emptying me of me, meaning all of the doubt, all of the insecurities, all of the whatever, that human stuff that gets caught up in our heads, empty me of me, God, and fill me with the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit is the one that is my confidence, is my power, is my love, is my superpower of my tenacity and my, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I do that, I find that makes a difference too, because your words are powerful.
That's the S on your chest.
The S
the
on
superpower.
Yes.
I
and
like
my Bengal.
that. That's your breastplate, right?
That's
that breastplate of righteousness.
Exactly. That's right.
We need to put that on a t-shirt.
I should.
I love that.
There's so many sayings I want to put on a t-shirt. I'm working on that. Lots of them right now.
Do it.
Time will tell and shit will smell. That's another one.
I want a hat like that. I want a snapback hat.
That's for a special
like
person out there that taught me that one. Time will
that.
tell and shit will smell. And it's true.
I like that.
Be patient. Let things fall into place. Like that Mel Robbins book we were talking about.
Yeah.
Let them do. Let people do. Let world do. Let it be what it's going to be.
I like her.
I love Mel Robbins. I'm starting to really enjoy her stuff.
Yeah.
It resonates with me. She's
resonating.
A very, very real, down to earth words. And she's very spiritual too. And when I say the word spiritual, I'm not trying to again create a label on it. When I say spiritual, for me, it's also letting that part of my body lead.
Yeah.
You know, because I am a human having a spiritual experience, but spirituality has so much mysticism to it. There's things that are serendipitous that happen, that are surreal. And I'm very aware of that. That third eye is open.
Yeah.
Because we see our senses, you know, our eyes are one of our senses.
Totally.
But when you open the third eye, it opens up the other senses.
It really does.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So that's what I mean when I say spiritual. As I live my life like that, I look at the signs, I see things, I feel things, and I trust it.
Yes.
I don't believe that things are coincidental. I think everything happens for a reason. And you and I met in grade 10 band for a reason. God knew what he was doing, man.
Oh,
I'm so grateful.
My goodness.
Yes.
Awesome.
30 years. I tell you.
30 more years to go,
30
baby.
more years to go.
Are you ready for this ride?
I'm ready. And I'll buy the Depends.
You buy the Depends.
Okay.
I will buy the hair dye.
We're not dyeing these, sir. We're going to embrace our... Oh, maybe not. No, I'm too diva. You can buy the hair dye.
I can't have a bunny tail.
Get some henna dye.
I can't have the bunny tail. I can't.
Well, you can't put hair dye down there.
You can put henna.
Yeah, henna. Because it's,
Maybe.
Because that's the last thing.
I can't rip. You know, when was the first time you ever went to get a wax?
I've done that.
In
but
high
I do
school?
sugaring.
Did you do?
I did it a while ago. Yeah.
Not in high school.
Not in high school. Oh. I think I used Nair.
Remember Nair? That shit burns, eh?
Yeah. Remember the Dettol?
Remember Blue?
I love this girl. Oh my gosh. Anyway.
Remember Carbolic soap?
Oh yeah.
That's what my mother used to make. Listen, remember we were talking about menstrual. Like, I didn't tell my mother that I was on my period.
You got your period?
Never.
No?
I was terrified because I didn't know what it was. Oh. And my parents were ultra religious.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So they didn't tell me anything.
Okay.
So when that happened, I wrapped that up and I put it in the bottom of the hamper, not thinking that my mother would get to the laundry before me.
Oh, no.
And when she found it, Miss
Lord.
Jesus came out of her, because this woman practically levitated. Like, she was just like, you better not get pregnant like Leslie Ann. You better get Leslie pregnant like Leslie Ann. Remember?
It's okay, Miss Cavalier. It's okay.
She was fit to be tied.
Oh, my
right?
gosh.
I got a book.
I got a book too.
I got Young People's Ask book.
I got This Is What's Happening to Your Body book.
Yeah. And my dad bought my pads, Stay Free.
He bought your pads for you?
The Stay Free pads.
think
Remember
my
the ones
dad
that
bought
look
my
like the
pads one.
mattress?
Yeah.
The thick ones? You remember that one?
I
And you
remember
couldn't wear pants because
Yes.
it was so thick that it would show through your pants. That you had to wear skirts. And like anybody wears their skirt, we're like, you're on your
Period.
You're on your period.
I know. Oh
Remember
my
those days?
gosh. I tell you, yes. I know.
Jeez. I don't
So
know why
true.
my mind went there for some reason.
I
know.
don't
That
get
was
it.
so
Dee,
bizarre.
tell them what you do now, work-wise.
So I am a fashion wholesaler.
Fashion wholesaler?
I represent two
work out this
menswear
hat.
brands that are Danish brands.
Okay.
And I sell these collections to retailers in Ontario. So I travel all over
She
Ontario.
travels all over the world.
Not all over the world, girl. No, just
Yes,
Ontario.
well, I said that for a reason. Maybe the manifestation will come.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
My dream is to have my own collection that I could
Yes.
wholesale
Yes.
and share with the world.
Yes.
I'm a kimono queen.
A kimono queen.
I want to create a kimono collection. That's my dream.
Wow.
That
I
is
didn't
my
know that,
dream.
Nisa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So,
Well, I would totally buy off you. You know that. She
You
came
have
over
to.
with this hat last weekend, and she didn't leave with it.
Well, yeah, I came over with that hat last weekend because I, as you can see, I am Bantu knotting. I am transitioning into locks.
Yes.
Right. And I've locked 8 times of my life.
Yes.
Right. And so there are moments where I really don't want to do anything with my hair.
Okay.
Right. So I will wear a hat.
Yeah.
Right. I will wear a scarf and I will go about my day.
Okay.
Right?
I get it.
So
I get
that's where the hat came from. So now I'm a hat god.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Remember the hair phases we went through?
Oh
though,
my
girl?
gosh. We've gone through so many hair phases, Nisa. From the weaves to the braids to the perming.
Why do we do that to ourselves?
I don't know.
Men don't do that.
No, they don't.
I don't
don't
see
know
a
what
man
men
wearing
do.
a weave, but mind you, I'm seeing a lot of these men are spray painting their hair. They're
Yeah.
creating a hairline.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. The hair replacement thing.
Yeah.
That's on TikTok quite a bit
yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, they're literally gluing a carpet on your head, and then
Oh.
they shave it down low, and it's called a fade.
Yes, I've seen
Bam.
that. Yes. No, I anyways, I think we
That's
all need
not
to
authentic.
Yeah, no. Embrace your authentic self.
Yeah,
And embrace the changes that our bodies go through as we age.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a privilege to age. It's a privilege.
It's a blessing.
It's a blessing. It is a blessing.
It really is a blessing.
Well, Nisa, thank you
Yeah.
so much for sitting on the couch with me today.
You're
I
so
hope that
welcome. It was
our
fun.
conversation encourages more conversations with other women and their
Yeah.
friends and,
Yep.
you know, sharing these amazing memories. They're so wonderful.
Yeah.
You are such a blessing in my life.
You're
and
a
I'm
blessing
so grateful.
too. I want to be like you when I
I wanna
grow
be
up.
like you,
I want to be
Nisa.
like you. You're cool. You're
I
so
try.
cool.
I try to be cool. Like, oh my gosh. Like, totally awesome.
I love it. I love you.
I love you too. I love you too.
You rock.
So don't forget to follow, subscribe, comment. If there's anything that Denise and I talked about that you'd like me to share more information about or have a different type of guest on or another guest on, Dee will definitely be back because she literally lives
you.
like 6 minutes away from my studio.
It was fantastic. I could have ran here.
Yeah, so I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
And she will be back. And yeah, I appreciate all of you for tuning in and listening and sharing in our conversation.
Yeah.
And I love you all. I'm sending you all light and love. Thank you.